What's up, everybody? My name is Natasha Nicole and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be on applying a frontal wig. Right now I am doing the ball cap method. This method is supposed to don't mind me, y'all. It's supposed to protect your hairs, mainly the front of your hair, because that's where the glue is actually, or the spray is actually being applied. So this is going to support your edges when you are applying your adhesive or any type of freeze gel that you use to tack down your wig. So I am just going all around her hairline and spraying at her hairline, because it is only it's only going to be placed where her hairline is. Now I kind of came down below her hairline a little bit, but off camera I did have to go in and peel some up because it was a little too far down on her forehead and her hairline didn't come that far down at all. So that's okay. If you have to fix it, pull it up a little bit and cut some excess cap off, feel free to do so, because that will give you a flawless application. So I'm just cutting around. What you see me doing on this side, you're going to see me do the same thing on the other side. Any little pieces that's lifting up, I like to just cut those off. They're not much so needed. But once I go in with my adhesive, you will see how I lay that down. So no worries. If it's lifting up a little bit, it is okay. We're going to take care of that. So again, I'm just going to go in on the other side and do the same exact thing you see me do on the left side. Don't act like I'm the only one who gets a little concerned about which your left and right. And I am using Kendra's Boutique hair. My client purchased it on her own. This is not a sponsored video at all, so I will not be giving any reviews on it. But anyway, she is applying her wig. This is her first time. She's a first timer, so that means after this she is going to be addicted. Anybody who wear wigs for the first time, I swear, I get phone calls probably like the next day or the second day, like them on the first timers plotting on what they're getting next. I'm so about the wig life. Anybody else, comment below if you're about that wig life. But anywho, I am leveling it on her head. This is a very important factor. You want to make sure that you get it leveled around the ears, up at the top. You want to make sure that it is sitting perfect on her head. You just want to make sure that when they leave, my biggest thing about wigs or any installment that I do is when they leave, that they are okay with doing it on their own. So I'm going in with some alcohol. As you seen, there was 99% alcohol, and I'm just going to clean around her skin where I will be applying the glue. Now look closely. I'm not applying the glue on her edges. I'm straight up applying it on her skin. The adhesive is supposed to go on the skin and not her hair. Now, are there some times where the adhesive get on your hair? Yes, it does. But it can be removed with alcohol, as you see me just use. And it's so not a big deal, but you don't want to get it in the hair. But if you do, it's not the end of the world. So I am using Bold Hold. And I absolutely love Bold Hold. It has been by far the best adhesive I've used. I'm not going to go into any other adhesive that I use because I'm not into like talking bad on anybody's product. But this product right here, I can tell you that when I use it, since I've been using it, I have not had anybody complaining about their lace lifting up before maintenance time or anything of that sort. I've had plenty of clients who've been on vacations and they say that it has worked good for them. So I am a Bold Hold girl. Okay, so as you see, I had applied the Bold Hold, and right now I am actually putting it on the cap and I am putting it on her skin. So when you're putting it on her cap, you want to go in a downward motion, so that way you are laying the cap down. So when you go to put the lace, lay the lace down, you cannot see the cap. You won't see that line. That is a very important step, guys. You want to make sure that you are doing this correctly, because you can mess up that lay down. You don't want to mess the lay down up. You want to make sure you are doing it correctly, because there is no turning back. And yes, I am free balling. Let me put that disclaimer out. I don't have a bra on, but so what? I am home in the comfort of my home and my own little salon. So whatever. Don't get on me in my comments about not having a bra on. I like to let my girls hang, okay? So again, I am going in a downward motion to lay the cap down. Please pay close attention to this part, because this is a very serious tip. It's a great tip that you want to use if you are a lace layer. So I usually go in with 3 coats. I'm not going to show you that on camera, because I basically do the same thing. I don't want to bore anyone. And when you apply the adhesive, it is white. Before you apply it, it must be clear. So let it dry. Let that bad boy dry clear before you lay the lace down on top of it. It usually doesn't take a lot of time if you are using thin coats. And I'm just going to level the camera just to get it so you guys can see when I lay it down. Now, I did go in with my lace tint that I did not get on camera with her lace, to make sure that the lace is matching her skin complexion. So right now I'm just checking to make sure that it is centered. Her wig is centered. And I am laying the lace in front of the glue. You do not want to lay it behind the glue by any means. It will be a mess. It is a lot to take off. I mean, it's a lot to clean up. And honestly, it is very hard to clean up if you don't lay the lace in front of the glue. So you want to make sure you're laying it in front. And if you need to go back to add a little bit more glue, if the lace is lifting because you laid it in front of it, that is okay. I would rather you do that than to lay the lace behind the glue. So I'm just going to put my client to work. If she want a nice flawless lay, then she shouldn't mind working. So she is holding the one side while I get the other side all together. And I'm going to have her to hold the other side as well, so I can melt the lace down. Just pay close attention. And this is this process, you must take your time. You don't want to rush at all. Doing frontals are very tedious, must I add. So this process, you definitely want to take a long time. Okay, so I actually can see some white adhesive. I did not let it dry good enough. Then let it dry clear. I must have got way too hype, which I usually do when I'm doing lace. I get hype because I just love what I do. So when this happens, ladies, and you don't want it to happen, but if it do, again, it's not the end of the world. Just throw some makeup of the same color complexion of your client on top of it, and it will be fine. It will be fine. Okay, so instead of going in with scissors, I like to go in with a razor because it gives me that jagged look. When you go in with scissors and you cut the lace straight across, that will give you a wiggy look. You do not want the wiggy look. Just because you're wearing a wig, that does not mean everybody have to know you have a wig on. Don't expose yourself and don't expose your clients. So make sure you are cutting in a jagged motion. If you don't have if you don't have a razor, you can cut in a jagged motion with your scissors. So stay away from cutting straight across, and you definitely want to cut in a jagged line, going around her hairline going around where the glue is. And also with this part, you definitely want to make sure you're not cutting behind the glue, um because that has happened to me before, just to be honest, and you don't want that to happen. So right now I'm just going in, and as you can see, I have my scissors vertical. If I was to hold them horizontal, that will give me that straight across cut, and that's not the look I'm going for. So because I'm going in vertical and just going in and kind of chopping a little bit of the lace, and I'm not going straight, I'm not cutting straight across, it's still giving me that effect of it being jagged. Just get into that lace. Oh my goodness, it looks like it's growing. And do not mind my face. Oh my gosh, I'm like in serious mode. But anyway, yes, I'm going in with, and you can do this with your comb or with your blade, but I'm going in and just pressing that lace down, putting that tension on it and getting it laid down correctly. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tooting my own horn. I really am. But that looks so good. So good. So good. So right here, I am parting it. I am about to get into laying the hair down. Now, it is my client's preference for the natural baby hair look. So what I like to do is I comb that section out, and I like to I use Nairobi foam and setting foam, whatever you want to call it, and I lay the rest down, and I leave the front part hanging out. And this is just what I do. You don't have to do that, but this is what's helped me. This is what worked for me to give that natural baby hair look, by doing that separate, and separate than the back of the hair, if you catch on to what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I'm just like a little slow right now, but yeah, this is what worked for me. If you have another method that works for you, please do that, but this is what works for me, and the results actually come out pretty good, if I might say so myself. So I'm going to do this, repeat the same steps on this side, and then I'm going to tack this baby down. So just keep watching. Now I am trying a different method because, oh my goodness. So I've been using, and it's by far been working really well. I've been using the adjustable band that I use on my wigs, and when I tell you it's been tacking that lace down to the gods, oh my goodness. So I usually get this band from Amazon. Um and it is, I want to say, the 1.5 inch band, the thick one. And this is what I'm going to start using to lay my lace down before she goes under the dryer. But can we just like have a moment of silence for that part? I didn't even really customize it yet. This is all just from the bleaching. If you guys want a detailed video on the way that I bleach the knots on my frontals, please comment below. I don't mind doing that for you. But yes, so now I'm just going in and pulling out the hair underneath. I'm getting it all situated to where I